The Mediterranean is witnessing ever more violent storms and damaging waves. Residents of coastal villages face an insecure future. Are these places even safe in this era of climate change?
I ran downstairs. There was no door, just a terrible monster in front of me. I can't get that picture out of my head.
In January 2026, Cyclone Harry devastated large parts of the southern Italian coast. Featuring waves up to 10 meters high, the storm was the most powerful to hit Sicily in living memory.
The furniture was blocking the front door. I couldn't get in to save my parents.
In Nizza di Sicilia and the area around Taormina in eastern Sicily, Storm Harry caused especially severe damage. Rosario and his father Pippo can't forget the violent force of the waves.
Normally, the waves would only reach as far as that little wall out there. But that evening, I had to physically hold the door shut because the wind and the water were pushing in. My daughter wanted to clean up, but I said, "Carmen, let's go upstairs. Leave it be. Let's get some rest."
A life-saving decision, because at that very moment, a wave crashed against the front door.
If we had stayed here, me, my son, my daughter, we'd all be dead. We were standing right here. That force, that damned storm, it would have killed us all.
Until the 1970s, houses in the area were still located 200 meters from the sea. But the tourism boom of the following decades pushed development closer and closer to the coast. What used to be a natural safety zone became building land. Like Rosario's, the home of Rosario's neighbor Agatino is only about 50 meters from the water. He too reports significant damage, but moving away is out of the question for both of them.
I hope this becomes just a memory and nothing more. We're definitely not leaving. We'll do everything we can to get back on our feet as best we can, maybe even better than before. Now, of course, it's up to local and national authorities to see if they can find a solution to get these problems under control. Because what we've seen this year is the total destruction of the entire coastline.
But protection is possible, as exemplified by Santa Margherita, a few kilometers to the north. Here, Storm Harry caused no damage. Gaetano Sciacca supervised the construction of a coastal protection wall, 70 meters offshore.
We built an underwater breakwater out at sea. It's about 40 meters at its base and tapers to about 20 meters. It's about 1.8 meters below the surface. Basically, it's like an artificial reef. The idea was also for plants and animals to settle there. That should contribute to the overall effect of slowing down the waves and protecting the coast.
But municipalities seem more concerned with rapid reconstruction, like here in Santa Teresa di Riva, where the storm devastated the beach promenade along with the state highway. Gaetano Sciacca says only an underwater protective barrier along the entire coast would allow people to live here safely. That and renaturalizing the rivers that flow into the sea here.
You only have to go a few hundred meters upstream to see the amount of material that's been deposited there, rather than being carried into the delta. If that same material had been managed in the course of routine maintenance of the waterway in the delta, then this natural barrier would likely have protected the entire coastline. The sea would have gradually distributed the material up and down the shore.
But such measures are not currently planned. Climate researcher Christian Mulder from the University of Catania is convinced that a storm like Harry in southern Italy will not remain the exception.
The Mediterranean is warmer than ever before. You can imagine it like a pot on the stove that keeps on boiling. And the more that keeps on going, the more you see heavy rain and extreme weather events like Cyclone Harry.
The government has allocated 100 million euros for reconstruction, a fraction of the damage. And without better coastal protection and a different building policy, the next storm could destroy everything again.
On days like these, when the sea is a bit rough, you lie in bed at night, and honestly, the fear is back.
For Rosario and his father Pippo, it's about more than just cost. It's about their home, and the question of whether their town will still be safe in the future.